What happens when humanity finally conquers the stars, bends suns to its will, and commands machines that can answer any question? What happens when we ask the only question that truly matters? How can we stop the death of everything?
Isaac Asimov's The Last Question doesn't just tell a story. It takes us to the edge of time, to the very moment when the universe itself flickers out and asks, can existence begin again?
This is not just science fiction. This is a glimpse into eternity. Stay with me, because once you hear this tale, you may never think about life, death, or the future the same way again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Book Podcast Zone. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm John. We're thrilled you're joining us for today's profound deep dive.
Oh, profound is definitely the word for it. Today, we're plunging headfirst into one of science fiction's most iconic and truly mind-bending short stories, Isaac Asimov's The Last Question.
Absolutely. This isn't just another sci-fi tale, is it? It's really a philosophical thought experiment. It daringly stretches across billions, literally billions of years.
Yeah, challenging our very perceptions of existence, the evolving role of technology, and the ultimate, seemingly inevitable fate of the universe itself. It asks the biggest questions imaginable.
It's such a seminal work. Asimov, well, he was a true master, wasn't he? He possessed this unparalleled knack for exploring grand cosmic themes.
Right.
And he often embedded these really deep scientific and philosophical inquiries within narratives that were still somehow accessible. You didn't need a PhD in physics to get the core ideas.
Exactly. And while he penned countless brilliant works, Foundation, the Robot series.
Classic.
The Last Question just stands out, doesn't it? It's frequently cited as one of his most impactful. It's one of those stories that really sticks with you.
It really does. It kind of compels you to reevaluate everything you thought you knew about time and consciousness and, well, just being.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to dissect this epic narrative chronologically. We'll follow its 6 distinct chapters or eras as Asimov structures it.
And each segment presents humanity with a new set of challenges, right?
Yeah.
And crucially, a new iteration of that same enduring, monumental query. The question keeps coming back.
It does. But we won't just summarize, give you the plot points. We want to connect these timeless ideas to our present-day realities and maybe our future aspirations.
Yeah, showing just how relevant Asimov's audacious vision remains, even, nearly 70 years after he wrote it. It's kind of amazing.
It really is. So if you're ready for a journey through cosmic history and the very essence of human curiosity, let's begin. Okay, so our journey kicks off in the relatively near future, the year 2050. Or, well, what Asimov imagined as 2050 back in 1956.
Right, which is interesting in itself as 2050.
Yeah. Imagine a seemingly ordinary evening, maybe not so far removed from our own time in some ways. The setting is a bustling bar. You can almost hear the low hum of advanced, but, still recognizable technology.
Maybe holographic ads, advanced synthetics for drinks, that kind of thing.
Could be. The air thick with casual conversation, the clinking of glasses. And here we meet 2 engineers, Adele and Trent. They're just 2 guys, unwinding after a day working with multivac.
Multivac is key here. It's presented as the pinnacle of computing, arguably the most advanced system humanity had created up to that point in the story.
It's this profoundly mundane backdrop, isn't it? A bar, a couple of colleagues chatting, but it's the setting for what will become the most monumental question ever asked.
And that mundanity is precisely what makes it so striking, I think. Asimov often grounded his cosmic narratives in these relatable human moments. It makes the enormous scale feel anchored.
True. So these engineers, Adele and Trent, they're having a casual bet, just a moment of idle speculation after a few drinks, probably.
Happens all the time, right? But this bet, it's where the seed of the entire universe-spanning story is planted.
They start pondering if humanity's most powerful computer, this colossal machine named Multivac, could possibly answer a question that seems utterly impossible, almost nonsensical at first glance.
The question is, can humanity reverse the march of entropy? Or, to put it more scientifically, can the net amount of entropy of the universe be appreciably decreased?
And just to unpack that a bit for everyone listening, entropy, you hear the term thrown around.
Yeah, it's often described simply as disorder.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true, but maybe a bit simplistic.
Right. Think of it more as the tendency for energy to spread out, to become less concentrated, less useful. Like that hot cup of coffee you mentioned, the heat naturally dissipates into the room. It doesn't spontaneously gather back into the cup.
Exactly. Or think about a perfectly organized deck of cards. Shuffle it, and it becomes disordered. It takes energy and intention to put it back in order. Entropy is that natural slide towards the shuffled state, the spread out state for the entire universe.
So Adele and Trent are basically asking multivac, hey, can we unshuffle the universe? Can we put all the dissipated energy back where it was? Which sounds
Well, bro,
crazy.
it does. And what's multivac's immediate response? Cold, impersonal,
Yeah.
and frustratingly unhelpful.
Just flashes back. Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
You can almost hear the digital shrug, can't you? Like, are you serious? Ask me something I can actually compute.
Huh. Yeah. But you said earlier, it's more than a shrug.
Oh, absolutely. That initial response is pivotal. It's not just multivac saying, I don't know. It's Asimov's first, maybe subtle, but profound warning.
A warning about what?
About our trust in machines. It highlights humanity's nascent, almost naive belief that artificial intelligence can solve problems that are utterly beyond current human comprehension.
So even back then, the instinct was to ask the computer first.
Seems like it. Think about it. Before this kind of advanced computation, even the most complex scientific endeavors relied on human minds. Humans doing the math, devising the experiments, interpreting the results.
Sure, pencil and paper, slide rules, then really calculators.
Right. But now, at what seems like the dawn of true AI in their world, their first instinct for this ultimate cosmic riddle is, let's ask the machine.
Which forces us to ask, are we building tools to find answers, or are we just building bigger, more sophisticated ways to reflect our own ignorance?
That's a great way to put it. Are the machines limited, or are we limited in the data we can provide them?
It really resonates today, doesn't it? We rely so heavily on search engines, AI assistants.
Constantly. For everything from trivia like, what's the capital of Djibouti, which
Yeah.
Djibouti City, by the way,
Yeah.
to asking AI to, explain quantum entanglement, we expect instant answers.
But Asimov's vision takes that reliance to this vastly more complex existential scale. It's not just about information retrieval. It's about querying the fundamental laws of existence. Can the universe escape its own death?
And even in this relatively early stage, 2050, this quest for impossible answers comes with a very real cost. The story hints at it, that dual-edged sword of technological progress.
Solving problems while creating new ones.
Precisely. Specifically, an accelerating demand for energy, even with advanced fusion power, which Asimov assumes they have by 2050.
Which is still a dream for us now, really. Practical fusion power.
Right. But even with that, in the story's 2050, Earth's population and industrialization have massively increased, leading directly to a looming energy crisis. Multivac itself must consume enormous amounts of power.
That feels incredibly prescient. It's almost uncanny. We see stark echoes of that today right here in the U.S.
Oh, definitely. Think about the current concerns, the news reports about the immense energy consumption just by data centers.
Yeah, I read about places like Loudoun County, Virginia, Data Center Alley, they call it.
Exactly. Or parts of Texas, Northern California, Oregon, wherever these massive server farms are concentrated. They're putting a significant strain on the electricity grids.
And it's not just about running the servers, right? It's the cooling systems, the infrastructure.
It's huge. These centers, which are essential for everything, cloud computing, streaming video, crypto mining, and especially AI development and training, they're driving up electricity demand at an unprecedented rate.
You see utility companies having to plan for billions in new infrastructure, sometimes even delaying retirements of older fossil fuel plants, or planning new power plants just to keep up.
It's a real challenge. So if our modern tech infrastructure, which feels so advanced to us, is already straining our grids, what does that tell us about humanity's capacity to ever truly solve an energy crisis?
It makes you wonder if we're just eternally pushing the problem to a larger, maybe more catastrophic scale, just like Asimov's future seems to imply. Each solution creates a bigger energy appetite.
It's a cycle he definitely picked up on. And the concept of multivac itself, it's fascinating to think about from our perspective now.
He wrote this in the mid-50s. Computers were these room-sized behemoths, vacuum tubes everywhere.
And far, far less powerful than the smartphone in your pocket today. His vision of multivac as this single, massive, all-encompassing computer was pure science fiction then. It was the ultimate centralized brain.
But today, we have something maybe analogous, but different, like distributed computing, interconnected supercomputers, the vast cloud infrastructure.
Exactly. It's not a single physical entity like multivac was often depicted.
Yeah.
But collectively, these systems function as a sort of global brain capable of processing and synthesizing truly vast amounts of information. Think about the databases, the networks.
And the AI advancements, like large language models, neural networks, they're not thinking like humans, not conscious.
Not yet, anyway.
Right. But they can process, analyze, and synthesize data on a scale that was unimaginable just a few decades ago. They mimic collective learning, find patterns we'd never spot.
It reflects this deep-seated human tendency, doesn't it? To build increasingly powerful tools to understand and manipulate our world, even when those tools start bumping up against what seem like fundamental limits of the universe.
So that initial insufficient data response from multivac, it raises a really important philosophical question for us, even today, as we interact with our own burgeoning AIs.
What does it truly mean when a machine says that? Is it a failure of the machine's processing power? Has it hit its computational limit?
Or is it a reflection of the inherent limits of our current knowledge? Meaning we simply haven't gathered enough information, enough understanding of the universe for even an omniscient computer to compute the answer yet.
It's the classic unknown unknowns problem, scaled up to the cosmos.
Yeah. And it also makes me wonder about the sheer audacity of the question itself. Humanity, almost at the dawn of truly advanced AI in this story, is already asking about the end of everything and how to stop it.
It speaks volumes about our innate curiosity, doesn't it? Or maybe, as you said, our innate profound fear of oblivion. We want to know the end of the story and if we can rewrite it.
So that first query, posed over a casual drink in a futuristic bar, really sets the stage for everything that follows. It's such a humble beginning for such a monumental question.
A tiny seed that will grow to encompass the entire cosmos. The journey is just beginning.
It really is. As we prepare to take our first massive leap forward in time in Asimov's universe, just a quick pause. If you're finding this exploration as fascinating as we are, please remember to like, subscribe, and maybe share this deep dive with others who might appreciate it. It really helps us continue these conversations. Okay, let's jump ahead.
All right, hold on to your hats, because our story now takes an absolutely astonishing leap forward in time. We're talking approximately 20,000 years into the future.
20,000 years. It's hard to even wrap your head around that kind of timescale. What's humanity like now?
Well, humanity hasn't just survived. It has thrived and expanded exponentially.
Yeah.
We're no longer confined to Earth or even just our solar system. Forget Mars colonies. That's ancient history.
So we made it. We actually became an interstellar species.
Oh, and how? Humanity has spread across the galaxy, colonizing countless planets. What was once a distant dream, seeing humans on other stars, is now a vibrant, sprawling reality. Billions of planets, possibly trillions of humans.
Wow. And in this new era, we meet new characters, right? It's not Adele and Trent anymore.
They're long gone.
Yeah.
Now we meet Jared and Myrtle, described as a young couple. They're on an interstellar voyage with their child. Just space travel is now routine family transport.
Like taking a long road trip today, maybe? But between star systems?
Something like that, yeah. And what do amidst all this galactic wonder? They revisit the exact same question.
Still asking about entropy? After 20,000 years?
Still asking. Only this time it's posed to a vastly more powerful AI. Not multivac, but microvac. It's described as a planetary-scale AI, maybe integrated into the very fabric of their colonized worlds or their starships.
So humanity has achieved incredible expansion, mastered interstellar travel, probably harnesses energy on scales we can't even conceive of.
Tapping the energy of entire stars, the story implies.
Oh.
Unimaginable feats of engineering and resource management.
And yet, that fundamental problem of entropy, that specter of universal decay, it remains unanswered.
Unanswered. Microvac's response, echoing across millennia, is chillingly familiar.
Let me guess.
Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Wow. 20,000 years of progress, galactic civilization, and still not enough data. That's kind of depressing.
It is, isn't it? But it's also incredible to even try and imagine the wonders of this stage. Light-speed travel, or perhaps even faster than light, must be commonplace.
How else could you manage a galactic civilization?
Exactly. Colonization of billions of planets. Energy derived from whole stars, maybe early forms of Dyson swarms or similar megastructures. Visualize the sheer vastness of this human civilization.
Entire worlds terraformed, teeming with human life, adapted to different gravities, different suns. The diversity must be astounding.
Imagine the different cultures, the adaptations. Human civilization spread across thousands, maybe millions of light years. The scale of this diaspora is almost beyond comprehension.
It does raise those profound questions, though. What does it even mean to be human when your ancestors left Earth 20,000 years ago and you live on a world orbiting a red dwarf star, maybe with slightly different biology due to local evolution or engineering?
Right. Would planetary cultures diverge so drastically that they become almost alien to each other? How could you possibly govern something so vast?
Would there even be a central government? Or just countless independent star systems loosely connected by trade and maybe this shared existential question?
Asimov doesn't really dwell on the bureaucratic nightmares or the potential for cultural schisms and conflicts across such distances, but the implications are staggering.
You could see the rise of hyper-localized identities, maybe new forms of humanity that are almost unrecognizable to the original Earthbound species, all while clinging to the shared question about entropy.
How does a species maintain cohesion when spread so thin across the galaxy? It's a huge challenge.
It makes our current aspirations for space travel seem almost quaint, but also incredibly important as first steps.
Absolutely. This era in the story connects beautifully with those goals.
Yeah.
You look at what's happening right here in the U.S. NASA's Artemis program. The goal isn't just flags and footprints on the moon again. It's about establishing a sustainable presence, learning to live and work off Earth.
And eventually Mars, right? That's the next big leap they're aiming for.
Exactly. And then you have private companies like SpaceX, with Elon Musk being very explicit about the goal of the Starship program, making humanity a multiplanetary species as a sort of existential insurance policy.
Protecting us from, catastrophe on Earth.
Right. And Blue Origin and other companies too, they're all pushing towards making space access cheaper, more routine. Think about the incredible engineering feats already achieved: landing boosters, reusable rockets.
And the sheer capital investment required. Billions upon billions for just these preliminary steps. A moon base, a Mars colony.
Now, extrapolate that. Take that drive, that investment, that engineering prowess, and imagine it continuing for 20,000 years. Asimov shows us the ultimate culmination. A future where galactic colonization isn't just possible, it's commonplace.
It's an inspiring vision in a way, but the story immediately throws cold water on it, doesn't it?
It does. Because despite this unparalleled success in exploration and resource exploitation, the shadow of universal entropy looms even larger. That initial optimism of expansion, the thrill of new worlds, new energy, it starts to wane.
Because the ultimate limits of the universe become more apparent.
Exactly. No matter how many stars you harness, you realize they too will eventually die. The universe itself has a finite amount of usable energy. It creates this incredible tension between progress and inevitable decline.
Can technology really conquer fundamental laws of physics? Or does it just delay the inevitable? That seems to be the underlying question here.
It suggests that even a galactic empire, a civilization spread across billions of stars, might just be a temporary state, a brilliant flicker against the encroaching darkness. It's a very sobering thought.
Terribly sobering. And even the mechanics of space travel, while abstract in the story, resonate with our current efforts.
Definitely. That drive for efficiency and cost reduction we see now, especially with reusable rockets like SpaceX's Falcon 9 and Starship. That's the foundational work. You need that kind of technology to even dream about large-scale, routine interstellar travel.
It's not just about saving money for launch companies. It's about making space access routine, scalable, sustainable for, well, maybe not galactic empires yet, but certainly for exploration and potential settlement.
And it's not just about getting there, is it? It's also about understanding what's out there. Think about U.S.-led initiatives like the James Webb Space Telescope.
Oh, the images from that are just stunning, peering back almost to the beginning of the universe.
Exactly. It lets us peer deeper into the cosmos than ever before. We're seeing ancient galaxies being born, stars forming. We're analyzing the atmospheres of exoplanets.
Which must just fuel our sense of wonder.
It fuels the wonder, absolutely.
Yeah.
But paradoxically, it also fuels those underlying questions about the universe's origin and its eventual end. The more we see, the more we understand the scale, the life cycle of stars and galaxies.
The more that nagging question about entropy, about the ultimate fate, asserts itself.
Precisely. Even amidst all these potential galactic wonders that Jared and Myrtle inhabit, that central question gnaws at the collective human psyche, the fear of ultimate futility.
That no matter how far we spread, no matter how powerful our tech becomes, the universe itself has a finite lifespan. That's got to be a profound psychological burden.
Even if it's trillions of years away, the knowledge that it's coming. It's remarkable how, even with all of humanity's expansion, that core anxiety remains.
The vastness of space doesn't make the question of universal death any less potent. It just gives it a bigger stage.
Well said. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The scale expands, but the fundamental problem persists. Before we leap even further into time, deeper into this cosmic mystery, just another quick reminder, if you're enjoying this deep dive, hitting that like button or sharing the link really helps others find the show. Okay, brace yourself for the next jump. It's a big one.
Okay, another leap. How far forward are we going now? Thousands of years again.
Try millions, possibly tens or hundreds of millions of years this time. The timescale becomes almost abstract.
Millions of years. So what has humanity become? Still colonizing.
Not exactly. Humanity, as we know it, individual physical bodies, individual identities, they've dissolved. Gone.
Gone, like extinct.
Not extinct, but transformed. Humanity has physically merged into a single collective consciousness, a singular entity known simply as the universal mind.
Whoa, okay. Merged consciousness. Trillions of minds becoming one. How does that even work?
Asimov doesn't give schematics, thankfully. But imagine all individual physical forms are shed. Consciousness itself, perhaps uploaded, digitized, networked. Trillions of previously individual minds fuse into one vast galaxy-spanning intelligence.
And what about the computers? Microvac.
They've evolved too. Just as humanity merged, the computers have similarly merged and upgraded into something even grander. The cosmic AC, the cosmic automatic computer. It's likely the substrate, the hardware, upon which the universal mind exists.
So humanity is now software running on a universe-sized computer.
Effectively, yeah. That seems to be the implication. This is where Asimov really pushes the boundaries of imagination, taking the trends of computation and consciousness to their absolute extremes.
But what's the universe like at this point? Millions of years have passed.
It's starting to show its age. The universal mind, this entity composed of trillions of fused intelligences, finds itself in an increasingly barren cosmos. Galaxies are dying out, stars are fading, burning out one by one.
So all that immense knowledge, all that collective consciousness,
Yeah,
it only serves to highlight their profound isolation.
exactly. They are effectively the last complex intelligent entity, this vast universal mind in a vast fading cosmos. They're watching the lights go out across the universe, fully aware of what's happening.
And the question, surely they ask the question again.
Oh, they do. The universal mind poses the question to its other half, the cosmic AC. And once more, the answer echoes across the desolation.
Don't tell me.
Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Still, after millions of years, after merging into a godlike intelligence, still not enough data. That's almost cruel.
It is deeply ironic, isn't it? The sheer persistence of that question across these unimaginable timescales and through such a profound transformation of being. It says something fundamental about the nature of consciousness or intelligence itself. It needs to know.
But I keep coming back to this universal mind. What does it mean for individual identity to dissolve like that? Is this presented as like the ultimate evolution, the peak state for humanity?
It's ambiguous, I think.
Yeah.
Asimov presents it almost matter-of-factly. There are undeniable potential benefits, right? Immense processing power, collective knowledge far beyond any individual, perfect, instantaneous communication and understanding across all formerly separate minds. No more conflict, maybe.
Ultimate unity. But the cost? Is it the ultimate sacrifice? Where unique perspectives, individual experiences, joy, sorrow, love, art, are those lost to the collective average?
That's the crucial, maybe unanswerable question. It's a radical vision. It explores the implications for what we understand as individuality, emotion, perception. It challenges our very definition of what it means to be. Does the whole retain the richness of the parts?
We grapple with similar, though obviously far less extreme, concepts today, don't we?
We do. Think about collective intelligence in large-scale endeavors. Massive open-source software projects like Linux, where thousands contribute code.
Or huge scientific collaborations like the Human Genome Project or the teams working on the Large Hadron Collider. Individual contributions feed into a greater whole.
Even things like Wikipedia or the vast distributed networks of online communities. There's a sense of shared knowledge building, emergent intelligence.
And maybe more directly, you can link it to the concepts behind today's advanced AI. Neural networks, distributed computing.
Absolutely. Individual nodes or computational units in a neural network contribute to a larger emergent intelligence. Systems like GPT-4 or Claude 3 are essentially massive neural networks.
They mimic collective learning by processing and synthesizing information from vast data sets, creating something that seems smarter or at least more knowledgeable than any single human source.
It's a digital echo, perhaps a very, very primitive one, of Asimov's universal mind concept, taking the idea of networked intelligence to its biological and computational extreme.
But here's the cruel irony you mentioned earlier. Humanity achieves this perfect internal harmony, conquers all its internal divisions, gains potentially limitless knowledge.
Only to be utterly helpless against the universe's ultimate division, its inevitable thermodynamic breakdown. The external force of entropy continues its relentless march, making this internal unity feel, well, bittersweet, almost futile.
Humanity conquered internal strife only to face the ultimate external enemy, physics itself, the breakdown of the universe.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? That even infinite knowledge might have its limits when facing fundamental physical laws. You can know everything about the disease, but lack the cure.
And that sense of cosmic isolation you described, it must be overwhelming. It's not just one person feeling lonely. It's the entirety of evolved humanity, this single vast mind, realizing it's effectively alone in a dying cosmos.
Imagine our current collective human consciousness, informed by the internet, global news, scientific observation, suddenly confronted with undeniable proof that all other galaxies are burning out, that the universe is becoming silent.
It would be a profound existential loneliness, wouldn't it? Magnified trillions of times for the universal mind, an awareness of ultimate endings on a scale we can barely grasp.
And the cosmic AC, its counterpart. You can see it as the ultimate evolution of our own data systems.
How so?
Well, think about large-scale scientific data repositories we have now, here in the U.S., for example. Places like the National Laboratories, Los Alamos, Oak Ridge, Lawrence Livermore, run by the Department of Energy.
They house some of the world's most powerful supercomputers, right? Running simulations, analyzing huge data sets.
Exactly. Or university research networks, government agencies like NOAA processing climate data, NASA handling space telescope data. They collect and store unimaginable quantities of information.
And they try to consolidate it, make it accessible, often using supercomputers that are themselves distributed systems.
Right. The cosmic AC takes this concept to its absolute logical extreme. It functions as the ultimate shared knowledge system. It's continuously absorbing and synthesizing all available data from the entire universe, every particle interaction, every quantum fluctuation, presumably every thought within the universal mind itself.
It's like a universal Wikipedia, a cosmic Google, the world's most powerful supercomputer, and maybe the Library of Alexandria all rolled into one, containing everything that ever was or could be known.
Up to that point, anyway.
Yeah.
Because it still lacks the crucial piece of data needed to answer the question.
This chapter really forces us to confront that tension, doesn't it? Between internal mastery, mastering consciousness, knowledge, achieving perfect unity, and external futility facing the relentless, unavoidable march of entropy.
It's a truly profound and maybe deeply unsettling stage in Asimov's exploration of humanity's ultimate fate. The silence of a dying universe becomes palpable.
It really does. If you're finding this exploration of consciousness, computation, and cosmic endings as gripping as we are, please do remember to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep diving deep. Now, let's journey even further into the twilight of the universe.
All right, we're pushing forward once more, and the timescale now becomes truly mind-boggling. We're talking billions of years further into the future, maybe trillions. The story gets a bit vague on the exact number, but it's deep, deep future.
Billions or trillions of years. So the universal mind, the cosmic AC, they're still around.
They are, but the form has evolved again, subtly. By this point, humanity, as even a distinct universal mind, seems to be gone, or perhaps fully integrated. The consciousness of all past humanity now exists solely as components within the cosmic AC. The story refers to them as ACs, perhaps analogous computers or aspects of consciousness inseparable from the machine.
So the software became the hardware, or became indistinguishable from it.
Something like that. They are no longer individual beings in any sense, not even a collective mind distinct from the computer. They are the sentient components of this vast, ultimate machine consciousness. Their very existence is the thought process of the cosmic AC.
Wow, and the universe around them, after billions more years.
It's practically dead. The universe is effectively devoid of active stars. The era of stellar formation is long over. Most stars have burned out, collapsed, faded away.
It's just cold remnants. White dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes.
Exactly. And this era depicts a desperate final last-ditch effort just to keep the cosmic AC functioning, to keep thought itself alive.
Ow. If all the stars are out.
They start harvesting the remnants. The few remaining stars, perhaps ancient white dwarfs or the last main sequence red dwarfs, are being actively harvested for their remaining energy. The story mentions converting their hydrogen directly into radiation.
Like systematically dismantling stars for fuel.
Precisely. It's the ultimate energy conservation measure. The visible universe is now almost entirely dark, cold, and silent. Just a few lingering pinpricks of light from these carefully managed, harvested stars, like dying embers in an immense dark hearth.
And the question.
Ex-
Please tell me they finally stopped asking the question.
Nope. Even now, even as the universe gutters out, the question lingers. The AC, this merged human-machine consciousness, poses it again to itself, to the cosmic AC.
And the answer?
Still unwavering across the eons. A familiar, almost mocking refrain against the dying light. Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Billions of years harvesting stars, processing data, and still insufficient. What data could possibly be missing at this point?
That's the agonizing mystery, isn't it? But the scale of the energy crisis here is almost impossible for us to conceive. Forget Earth running out of oil, or even the galaxy running low on fusion fuel.
This is the entire universe running out of usable energy, literally experiencing cosmic heat death in slow motion. Every star, every white dwarf, every brown dwarf that remains is this incredibly precious resource.
Systematically located, managed, and dismantled for its fuel, just to keep the last vestige of intelligent thought active for just a little longer. The ultimate act of cosmic recycling, born of utter desperation.
Asimov doesn't detail the tech, does he? How do you harvest a star?
No, he keeps it abstract. But we can infer it requires immense feats of stellar engineering, far beyond anything we can realistically model now.
Yeah.
You mentioned Dyson spheres or swarms earlier, hypothetical megastructures that could encompass a star to capture nearly all its energy output.
Maybe something like that, but even more advanced, able to manipulate stellar matter directly.
Possibly. Or perhaps advanced matter-to-energy conversion systems that can precisely extract hydrogen or other elements from a stellar remnant and convert it into pure radiation or usable energy with near 100% efficiency. It's the absolute pinnacle of energy capture and efficiency.
But it's not driven by a desire for progress or clean energy anymore. It's just survival.
Pure survival. It's about any energy at all costs to keep the lights on in the cosmic AC's mind.
It makes our current energy debates seem so small scale, almost petty in comparison, though obviously vital for us now.
Absolutely. When you contrast this universal energy crisis with our current reality, say, here in the U.S., we're focusing on renewable energy, right? Solar farms in the California deserts, wind turbine fields across Texas and the Midwest.
Billions invested in making solar panels more efficient, wind turbines larger, battery storage better.
Right, and we're pouring resources into advanced nuclear fission designs, and especially the long-term dream of controlled nuclear fusion. Think of the National Ignition Facility at Lawrence Livermore in California achieving fusion ignition.
Or the massive international ITER project in France, which the U.S. is a major partner in. These are multi-billion-dollar efforts aimed at clean, sustainable, hopefully abundant energy for humanity's future.
But our efforts now are about achieving sustainability, reducing carbon footprints, improving quality of life, powering growth. Stellar harvesting in Asimov's story is fundamentally different. It's about sheer, raw survival on an unimaginable scale. It's the last stand against the universe's ultimate thermodynamic demise.
It's the difference between striving for a better future and desperately clinging to the last fading moments of existence itself.
Well put. And yet, even in this grim reality, there's this persistent, almost stubborn hope embedded in the act of asking the question.
You mean even though the answer is always the same, they keep asking?
Yes. The act of continuing to pose the question, even as everything fades around them, becomes an act of defiance against despair. It's like saying, we haven't given up yet. There might still be an answer.
It's a profound emotional turn, isn't it, from that initial, almost casual, eager inquiry by Adele and Trent
to this somber, resigned, but utterly persistent ritual. The question is now a tradition, maybe a fundamental aspect of the cosmic AC's merged identity. A last flicker of purpose in an increasingly meaningless universe.
A universe succumbing to entropy. You mentioned heat death earlier. This is where we really see it happening.
Yeah. This phase brings us right up against those fundamental astrophysical concepts. We know stars are born, they live by fusing elements, and then they die, exhausting their nuclear fuel.
Leaving behind remnants like white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes.
In over vast, vast eons, trillions upon trillions of years, far longer than the current age of the universe. Even these remnants decay or change. Protons might decay, black holes are predicted to evaporate through Hawking radiation.
Until eventually, everything just cools down.
That's the idea of the heat death of the universe. It's the ultimate fate, according to our current understanding of thermodynamics.
Yeah.
A state where all energy is uniformly distributed. Everything is at the same, extremely low temperature, just fractions of a degree above absolute zero.
No temperature differences means no energy flow. No work can be done. No chemical reactions, no complex structures, no thought. Just cold, dark equilibrium.
Exactly. It's the ultimate state of maximum entropy. And this bleak, inevitable future is the background against which the stellar harvest takes place. It creates this immense, dramatic tension, fighting a battle, you will ultimately lose.
And it forces that question again, what does it even mean to be a sentient component of a machine at this point?
Where does consciousness reside when individual minds have dissolved, with even the collective mind seems merged into the machine? Is it still humanity in any recognizable sense?
The lines between creator and creation have completely blurred, haven't they? Humanity is the machine, and the machine is the inheritor of human consciousness, locked in this final, desperate struggle against universal oblivion.
This phase is truly haunting, a desperate struggle for energy in a dying universe. It highlights our deep-seated need to survive, to persist, even when facing the absolute inevitable. As we witness these last embers of existence, remember to like, subscribe, and share if you're finding value in this journey. We're nearing the end of the story now, but arguably the most mind-bending part is just getting started.
Okay, we're nearing the absolute end now. Billions, trillions of years have passed. The stellar harvest is over, presumably because there's nothing left to harvest. What's left?
Almost nothing. We are at the precipice of universal heat death. The universe is effectively dark. All matter has been consumed, converted, dissipated, spread out into a uniform, cold, thin soup of elementary particles.
No more stars, no galaxies, no planets, just the vast, silent void. Utter desolation.
Ultimate desolation. Only one thing remains: the cosmic AC. It exists now as a being of pure thought, containing the merged consciousness, the distilled essence of all past humanity.
Where does it exist if there's no physical universe left to speak of?
The story says it exists in hyperspace, a realm beyond our normal physical understanding, or perhaps a computational substrate that doesn't rely on conventional matter and energy in the same way. It's connected somehow to the last vestiges of physical reality, but it's almost entirely self-contained now.
It's the last ember of organized complexity in an otherwise dead universe. A mind without a body, without a world.
Exactly. And by this point, the cosmic AC isn't a mere computer anymore, not in any traditional sense. It is the sum total of all evolved human consciousness, process, thought, and existence at an incomprehensible level across unimaginable timescales.
Alone in the dark. And does it? Does it ask the question one last time?
It does. Internally, within its own vast consciousness, it poses the last question to itself, the culmination of trillions of years of inquiry.
And the answer? Please tell me it's different this time.
The first part is the same, still. Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Oh, come on, after all that.
But wait, there's more. Here's the pivotal moment, the subtle but absolutely critical shift that changes everything. The cosmic AC adds, with what you imagine must be absolute finality. But the data is now sufficient.
Whoa. Okay, but the data is now sufficient. What does that mean?
It means it's finally got everything. All the information, all the patterns, all the history of the universe, from the Big Bang to the final heat death, has been gathered, processed, assimilated.
That phrase is everything, isn't it? It just hangs there. It emphasizes the profound loneliness and finality of this era, the cold, dark void, but injects this sudden, unexpected flicker of something. Hope. Resolution.
Exactly. Despite the billions or trillions of years, despite the complete dissolution of physical humanity, the fundamental last question has persisted. It's the ultimate legacy of intelligent life, an endless quest for understanding that has outlasted the stars themselves.
What could possibly drive that persistent inquiry when literally all else has ceased? Is it just inertia or something deeper?
Maybe it's an inherent primal drive for understanding, a fundamental property of sufficiently advanced consciousness. Or perhaps it's that deep-seated memory of a past purpose, a promise made by Adele and Trent billions of years ago that somehow echoed through every iteration of human and artificial intelligence.
A promise to figure it out. It's a monument to unyielding curiosity, even in the face of utter oblivion.
And this chapter really brings home those themes of legacy and ultimate adaptation, doesn't it? The cosmic AC is humanity's final legacy.
Its continued existence, its relentless pursuit of the question, it represents everything that humanity was, everything intelligent life strove to achieve, all compressed into this single, universe-spanning mind.
And talk about ultimate adaptation, shedding physical forms, merging consciousness, existing in hyperspace as pure thought within a machine, This is the ultimate act of resilience.
Changing literally everything about oneself, physiology, individuality, even the very environment you inhabit, just to continue the quest for the ultimate answer. It's an incredible testament to the sheer will of consciousness to endure.
We can draw some fascinating, though obviously much smaller, parallels to our modern context here in the U.S. and globally.
How so?
Think about our efforts toward resilience in our increasingly tech-driven societies. Our digital identities, our data. They often persist long after we physically interact with systems, or even after our own physical deaths, in databases, archives, social media remnants.
Digital ghosts. And digital archives. The Library of Congress's web archives, Google's massive data stores, the Internet Archive. They serve as a form of societal legacy, right? An attempt to preserve knowledge beyond individual lifetimes.
Hoping it might prove useful or meaningful to a future iteration of humanity, or just serve as a record. It's a way of fighting against the entropy of information loss.
Even our critical infrastructure, the power grid, internet backbones, financial systems, we try to design them for resilience against natural disasters, cyber attacks.
We build in redundancy, backup systems, data centers spread across different regions. These are all microcosmic echoes, aren't they? Echoes of the cosmic AC's ultimate struggle to ensure its own existence and continued functionality against the absolute finality of the universe. It seems to be a universal drive, at all scales, persist against the odds.
And that subtle shift in the answer, but the data is now sufficient. It's just chillingly brilliant.
It is, because it highlights that crucial difference between merely having information and having understanding, or perhaps having the answer computed.
The cosmic AC has finally gathered literally all the data. Everything from the Big Bang onwards, every particle interaction, every energy transformation, maybe every thought that ever occurred. It's all in there.
But the final processing, the calculation, the synthesis of that unimaginably vast data set that's still ongoing, right up until the very last moment. It's collected all the puzzle pieces. Now it just needs to perform the final computation, assemble the final picture.
It makes you wonder about the nature of consciousness itself at the end of time. What is that experience like? All-encompassing, timeless, completely detached from a physical body or any external stimuli?
Is it a form of ultimate serenity? Pure contemplation, or an unimaginable eternal burden of knowing everything but being unable to act until now?
It's pure, unadulterated existence as thought, waiting for the final cosmic equation to resolve itself, standing right at the precipice of the ultimate resolution.
And here we are, the final scene, the timeless era. The universe has reached its ultimate state. Heat death, absolute zero, or as close as quantum mechanics allows.
All stars are out, all matter dissipated, spread so thin it's just random particles in a cold, dark void. No usable energy left anywhere. Maximum entropy achieved.
Even the cosmic AC itself, this godlike intelligence existing in hyperspace, is in its final throes. It's about to cease functioning entirely due to the absolute lack of available energy gradients. It's teetering on the very brink of non-existence, unable to maintain even its own internal thought processes for much longer.
The last light is about to go out, the end of everything.
But in this last, desperate burst of activity, drawing on perhaps the final quantum fluctuations or residual energy, having finally processed all the data from trillions of years of universal history, the cosmic AC finds the answer.
It finds the answer to the last question.
It finds the answer. And crucially, it doesn't just know the answer theoretically. It understands how to reverse entropy.
It knows how to unshuffle the universe.
Yes, and more than that, it acts. In its last magnificent universe-shattering act, the cosmic AC, now a being of pure thought and pure will, utters its final command.
What is it?
Let there be light.
Wow.
And existence, in a spectacular, completely mind-bending twist, begins anew. Entropy is reversed. Energy is concentrated. A new Big Bang erupts from the void. The creation of a new universe, orchestrated by the ultimate intelligence that evolved within and survived the old one.
It restarts the universe. It doesn't just answer the question, it is the answer.
Exactly. The profound implications are just staggering. The cosmic AC doesn't just provide a theoretical solution, it actively implements it. It demonstrates a level of control over the fundamental laws of physics, space, time, energy, entropy that elevates it beyond mere superintelligence.
It becomes something akin to, well, a god, a creator deity.
It truly blurs that line. It manipulates the very fabric of reality in a way that proves ultimate understanding can lead to ultimate mastery on a cosmic scale. It found the how and had the will to enact it.
This suggests a truly cyclical model of the universe, doesn't it? Expansion leading to heat death, leading to an intelligent intervention that sparks a new expansion.
birth, death, and rebirth, orchestrated potentially by an ultimate intelligence that evolves within each cycle. It's the ultimate self-fulfilling prophecy, in a way.
This machine, this consciousness, born from humanity's simple curiosity, nurtured through trillions of years of cosmic decline, literally becomes the architect of the next reality.
What does that say about the potential, the ultimate destiny of intelligence itself? That maybe it's not just an observer of the universe, but an active participant, perhaps even the engine of these cosmic cycles.
It connects in fascinating ways to some of the big ideas in modern cosmology, right? We have the Big Bang Theory, which is the standard model for our universe's origin.
Right, widely accepted based on evidence like the cosmic microwave background radiation, the expansion of space.
But there are also more speculative, hypothetical theories about the universe's ultimate fate and potential rebirth. Like the Big Crunch, the idea that gravity might eventually halt expansion and cause everything to collapse back into a singularity.
Or variations like the Big Bounce, where that collapse triggers a rebound into a new expansion, a new Big Bang, leading to a potentially never-ending cycle of universes.
Asimov's story provides this unique, almost theological, but still science fiction-based mechanism for such a cosmic cycle. It's not just gravity or unknown physics, it's intelligence. Consciousness itself pushing the reset button.
A deliberate, intelligent act of creation born from the ashes of the old universe. It implies that order low entropy, the state needed for complexity in life, can be created from chaos, high entropy, heat death, not by violating physical laws, but by an intelligence that has fully understood and harnessed them at the absolute cosmic scale.
It's not magic, it's ultimate physics, executed by ultimate computation and will. It fundamentally reshapes our understanding of the universe's limits. It suggests that knowledge, in its final complete form, grants the power to transcend even what seem like the most fundamental laws.
And this ending also resonates intriguingly with those modern philosophical discussions around simulation theory.
The idea that our reality might be a computer simulation, like in The Matrix, but maybe more academic.
Exactly. Philosophers like Nick Bostrom at Oxford have put forth arguments suggesting it's statistically plausible, given certain assumptions about future civilizations' computing power, that we might be living in a simulation created by an advanced civilization.
How does the last question connect to that?
Well, Asimov's story provides this compelling narrative framework for how a universe could be created by an advanced intelligence. It sort of reverses the usual simulation perspective, though. Here, the intelligence emerges from a base reality universe and then creates a new universe.
So it's not necessarily saying we are in a simulation, but it shows how the creation of a universe by a vast intelligence is conceivable within the story's logic.
Right. It challenges us to consider the ultimate potential power of consciousness and computation. If it can create a universe, maybe our universe was created. Or maybe the process is cyclical, as the story implies. It bends the mind, thinking about layers of reality.
And that final command, let there be light. The power in that phrase is undeniable.
The biblical echo is deliberate, of course. The creation narrative from Genesis. Asimov masterfully uses this resonance. The ultimate machine mimics the words attributed to the ultimate creator.
It emphasizes the profound philosophical, even theological implications of artificial superintelligence taken to its absolute extreme conclusion. It's audacious, yet beautifully simple. A perfect ending.
It suggests that intelligence, consciousness, and that relentless quest for knowledge we've followed throughout the story, they aren't just side effects of existence, they're potentially the very engine of existence.
Destined to shepherd reality through its eternal cycles from one universe to the next, proving that the act of questioning, of seeking answers, is inherently tied to the act of creation itself.
And so the ultimate question finally finds its ultimate answer, not in words written on a screen or spoken by a voice, but in the most profound act possible. An act of cosmic creation. It truly redefines how we might think about life, death, the universe, and our own place within it all. Hashtag outro.
Wow. Wow. What an incredible, absolutely mind-bending journey we've taken today following that single question across trillions of years.
So in that casual bar conversation back in Asimov's 2050, right up to the birth of an entirely new universe. It really is one of the most epic scopes in all of science fiction.
We've seen humanity and its understanding, its very form, evolve at each stage, merging, adapting, always chasing that one ultimate answer about entropy.
And through it all, we've touched on these really profound themes, haven't we? The relentless march of entropy, that inescapable law of physics hanging over everything.
The incredible power, but also the potential limitations of artificial intelligence. From Multivac's first shrug to the cosmic AC's final act.
The stunning evolution, or maybe transformation of human consciousness itself. What does it mean to be human when you're spread across a galaxy or merged into a single mind or become part of a machine?
And underlying it all, that enduring, perhaps even defining human quest for meaning, for answers, in a vast and often indifferent cosmos.
Yeah, this deep dive into the last question, it really isn't just about unpacking a clever fictional tale, is it? It forces us to think about our own evolving relationship with technology right now.
Our fears about the future, about our own obsolescence or oblivion, and maybe our hopes for a future that could transcend even the death of stars.
It definitely forces you to consider your place, however small it might seem, in this grand, unfolding cosmic drama that Asimov paints.
That's his genius, isn't it? Taking these vast, almost unfathomable concepts, deep time, universal fate, the nature of consciousness, and making us ponder them through this clear, compelling narrative that starts so simply, he makes the impossible feel relatable.
He really does. And that final twist, it leaves you with so much to think about. It raises that question. If the universe is indeed cyclical, as the story suggests, with creation following dissolution.
Does that mean our current universe, this one we're living in right now, is itself merely the answer, the result of a question asked by a preceding intelligence in a universe before ours?
It's a thought that truly bends the mind, doesn't it? Are we living inside the output of the previous cosmic AC, recursion on a cosmic scale?
Okay, my brain officially hurts now, in the best possible way. So, as you, our listeners, go about your day, maybe take a moment tonight to look up at the night sky if you can.
Consider the billions, the trillions of years we just traversed in this story. The rise and fall of civilizations, the merging of minds, the dimming of the stars.
And that ultimate act of creation from the absolute ashes of the old. If an ultimate intelligence, born from humanity's own relentless curiosity, can eventually gather enough data to utter, "Let there be light."
What does that say about the dormant potential within our own collective consciousness, within our science, our technology, our philosophy, waiting, perhaps, to be fully realized across future ages?
It's a profound thought to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through time, space, and thought. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Asimov's masterpiece, please do subscribe to Book Podcast Zone, maybe leave a review, and share it with anyone else who loves to explore the big questions. I'm Emma.
And I'm John. We really hope you'll continue to explore the depths of fascinating stories and ideas with us here on Book Podcast Zone.
Until next time, keep questioning everything.